Welcome back. In this module, we'll be talking about what to do while your event is happening and managing your event. Now, obviously, the event management of the actual event is a little bit different than this. We'll be talking a little bit more about the finance piece of it. So, keeping track of the finances for your event, taking attendance and asking for feedback, and just generally enjoying your event. So one thing that we want to make sure that you're utilizing the resource for is the finance management tools that you have on LU Community. So you want to make sure that you have your own tracking system because LU Community is not always up to date, but LU Community does have an accounting book that you can access so that you can keep track of all of your finances in there. So something that is helpful for you to know as an organization is how to manage this site. So here, for example, I'm going to go to my student organization. LU Community does a really good job of managing things. You have an accounting book that you can utilize to see how much funding you have requested and utilized. So here, obviously, this organization does not have funding that has been utilized, but if you have startup funding, you'll be able to see that was requested here. And then your expenses are those purchase requests that you have submitted. The balance will have the amount of money that you have left over that you can still utilize. This will be separated by cycle. So as an organization, you will be able to see that your fall SPR cycle is here. And then if you request spot funding, it'll be an additional cycle that then you'll be able to see how it is managed. If you're looking specifically at a budget that is submitted, you can go onto the budget piece and find the specific budget that you're looking for. So if you want to request startup funding, you can do so here as well. This is a great tool for you to find information about how much money has been spent and how much money you still have left over to make sure that you're making use of the funding. The reason why I want to highlight this is because we want to make sure that student organizations are utilizing the funds that are available to them. If your organization consistently utilizes only a small percentage of the funding that they are allocated, they will be impacted in the future. So if you review the allocations manual, you'll notice that the policy is that organizations that are not spending at least 80% of their budget might be penalized in the future and only receive up to 80% of the amount of funding that they are requesting. So please make sure you're using the funds that you have access to. If you're unable to utilize the funds for whatever reason, that's totally fine. Just let allocations or activities know so that we can redistribute those funds. We want to make sure that all organizations are having access to funds and that organizations are utilizing the funds that they are requesting. It's also important during your event to have some assessment measures. You want to be able to tell your event story. So at your event, track attendance. You can utilize LU Community event features to do that. You can also create a feedback form for your attendees. It can be something as simple as like a pen and paper form where you just ask like, what are some things that you liked about this event? What are some things you would change, etc. Or you can create like a survey that you can include additional feedback on so that attendees can provide you information on what they liked about your events and what you can improve in the future. Take note of supplies and food and any things that you purchased. Did you have everything you needed? Was there any food left over? Did you have enough time for setup and cleanup? Making note of these things can help you better plan events in the future. And taking pictures is also helpful because then you can utilize those pictures to tell your event story. If you are able to assess your event and make note of these things, you can always utilize that in future budget requests. So for example, if you ran out of food super quickly and you want to make sure that you have more food in future events, being able to provide information about attendance in your future budget requests can allow the committee to know that this event will be well attended or has been well attended in the past and might be better able to provide funding for that event. It is important to kind of keep note of these things, also to make sure that you are better prepared for future events. So we strongly recommend that you assess your event and that you take note of all the things that you can continue to improve upon throughout the semester.